It's so funny. I saw a whole bunch of videos yesterday night talking about how the ETF launch in HK, in Hong Kong, has been a disaster. I saw like maybe 5 or 6 videos come up on my feed saying, oh, disaster, disaster. I only watched a couple of them, but I got the general gist of it. It got me thinking why people would think that was a disaster. Then it dawned on me that people thought it was a disaster because they were comparing it to what happened in America, right? So they were comparing the volume of trading that went on in Hong Kong to the volume of trading that went on in the United States. And two things are still wrong. Well, first of all, the original FOMO that we saw around the ETF's approval in the United States was actually retail, not BlackRock and Fidelity and all those guys. It was the FOMO that was associated with the frenzy of waiting for years. And, the SEC's shenanigans in, oh, we're not proving it, we're proving it. Oh, this is going to cause a bull run. There was a massive FOMO that was connected to that. So when it was approved, a lot of retail jumped on board and bought a lot of Bitcoin as well, right? And it wasn't just retail in America. It was, worldwide retail participated in that, right? Because we heard about it for ages and anticipated it. It was something that was on the calendar for crypto and Bitcoin. Whereas the Hong Kong approval, most people had never even heard of it. In fact, till now, you might have heard of it because you're paying attention. But most people have never even heard of it or knew what was going to happen. So it didn't include the global sort of FOMO that the American one did. That's the first thing. Second thing, of course, when the institutions started buying shortly after, they were moving a lot more volume because, BlackRock has more money than maybe even Hong Kong as a country. Fidelity, all those guys put together. The third thing, of course, is the volumes that were being traded actually in Hong Kong were overshadowed in the United States. We have the FOMC meeting and reports and all that stuff coming up. And people are not really being bullish about that, to be honest, to put it mildly. People expecting bad things, terrible things to be said by Jerome Powell. So a lot of people are hedging their bets, dumping, selling off risk on assets, etc. Institutions in the United States have also pulled back a little bit on buying ETFs. So inflows are low or non-existent in all of these companies, and maybe some even sold. We know Grayscale is still selling millions in Bitcoin. So this is affecting the price. Another factor is the fact that people were overzealous as usual, and they put huge leverages. I spoke about this 2 days ago, that I was expecting the dip to be a little bit worse than would otherwise be because people have put leverage. I mean, you can go look at the leverage now, right? Everybody can see these leverages. And if I can see them, the whales can see them too. The exchanges that, do these things can also see them. And when they can see them, you know what's going to happen. They get shaken out, washed out, whatever you want to call it. And the liquidation and the FOMO and just the timing. Obviously, the whales that do these liquidations, they know exactly what they're doing, right? They time these shakeouts to coincide with bad sentiment and fear when people expect things negative to happen in the market. So they saw the FOMO longs, which is related to the ETFs in Asia, and all the massive leverage longs. And they knew that people were feeling fear about the situation in the United States concerning the economy, inflation, and stagnation, etc. And they used this opportunity to wash these people out. So what we have now is liquidations, FOMO, low volume, grayscale selling, stop losses triggered, result, massive dip, just as expected. And I still think there's a little bit more, unfortunately. Probably today we're going to see maybe 1 to 2% in Bitcoin, translating to 5 to 6% in the altcoins. Not financial advice, do your own research. But I'm so close to getting to my buy level. So today might be the day. Again, not financial advice, do your own research, and have a nice day.